Me and my best friend Falcone are giving away a Nintendo Switch this month. Follow the link at the top of the description, it will take you to a tweet which will have all the instructions. Good luck! Hey Pokemon Masters, Birdkeeper Toby here, doing another episode of Pokemon that you wouldn't want to be real. Oh, you think you want Pokemon to be real? You want them to exist in the real world, yeah? Well, how about this one, number 19, Rattata. Well, little old Rattata, what could he possibly do? Well, Rattata is the mouse Pokemon, along with its evolution, Rattata. They come in both their regular forms and the Alolan variants, which are Dark-type. Dark-type! As in the evil type, as it's called in Japan. And these Pokemon, depending on the evolution, range from 30 centimeters to 70 centimeters. A 30 to 70 centimeter tall rat. Do you see the problem already? Now, don't get me wrong, giant rats do exist in the real world. They actually exist on volcanoes and they live both solitarily and they're kind of docile. There's this lovely BBC video of a giant rat being petted by humans. It's probably never even seen a human before and it's just letting it pet it. That's sweet. But like I say, that rat's never seen a human before. In fact, it lives a solitary life, not as part of a swarm. Not like rats do in the city. Not like Rattata. Rattata is one of those starting rodent Pokemon. It is a Pokemon that you wouldn't want to mess with if it was in a swarm. I mean, rats in swarms can be annoying and hard enough to deal with. Of course, in the 1500s, there was the Black Plague. Also known as the Black Death, this disease spread through rats and killed anywhere between 75 and 200 million people in Europe. It was estimated to kill anywhere between 30 to 60% of Europe's population, and this was all a disease carried by rats. It's actually a curable disease to say, so, we wouldn't have to worry about that. But any other strain of bacteria or disease would be easily transferable through rats, and that's because unless you get the whole of the swarm, they breed and reproduce really quickly. And that's the same case with Rattata. Their eggs hatch really fast. And with Rattata, there's so much more body to be diseased because they're so much bigger than your regular sewer rats. And having a swarm of them is a problem, because in fact they're not the size of rats, they're the size of cats and small dogs. What you might know as a swarm might be more akin to a pack of wild dogs. That's what these Rattatas are, and when they're living in our cities, yeah, sure, they're gonna go and scavenge kind of like foxes do, gonna go through our garbage and trash, but then they're gonna eat the foxes in the city. And they're gonna eat your pet cats, and your pet dogs. Big dogs might be able to fend off some of these, but when they're in swarms of dozens or even hundreds, led by Rattacates that are like this big, that's kind of a problem. And you might think, well, hang on, rats aren't carnivorous. Or are they? Here's the thing about rats, they're actually opportunistic. They will eat whatever is available to them, and if they are hungry, if they are deprived of food, they're even known to turn on each other. And yes, they've been known to gnaw at humans before. In fact, rat torture during the Dutch Revolt was used where a bowl of very hungry rats was placed upside down onto the bare skin of a prisoner. A person who would then be gnawed away at by rats until they spoke. And yeah, it would take the rats a while to get through them, so they were likely not going to get eaten. I mean, bits of them would get eaten, but they wouldn't wholly get, they would be recoverable. But that's when the rats are this big, Not this big. And we know that swarms of Rattata can get out of hand. In the Alola region, young goose were brought into the region, imported because swarms of Rattata were so ridiculously big in the city that they had to be shooed out. And by bringing in young goose, the Rattata then adapted and evolved really, really quickly to become nighttime hunters. That's the other problem with Rattata, they adapt so quickly. Honestly, the only way to coexist with Rattata in the real world would be to make it our pets, because Lord knows it's gonna eat the ones we've got already, and if we don't keep it fed and happy, they're gonna eat us. Let's hope they don't gang up and swarm on us. Those Rattatas really are in the top percentage. This is just one Pokemon that you might not want to exist. I've covered others like Porygon or Necrozma, and I have more to come, so let me know what Pokemon you don't think should exist next on the channel. I'm gonna go and watch Ratatouille now and feel a little bit better about those fuzzy creatures, and soar high, Pokemon Masters. Now more than ever, I am super grateful for those of you supporting the channel on Patreon, especially the big patrons of the month, Andros Le Fay, Elizabeth Collins, and Domino Thief. In particular, I have to also give a shout out to the Poke Myth of the month, Go With The Flow. Thank you for supporting this channel, and if you want to help out, links to Patreon are in the description below. Thank you.